What we're talking about here is we're dealing with training if you're going to pass out surveys. Okay, if I hand out, like we said before, the paper surveys, and then you guys take it home with you, maybe 10%, I'll be generous, say 10%, 15% actually return those. That's having to deal with human interaction. You're dealing with people, the people factor. Maybe somebody collects results, the paper results, they have to write them down into an Excel spreadsheet. Okay, 2 areas that you can lose information. So the human interaction, we're eliminating that as much as possible in this process. Okay. Right now, the other thing we want to talk about is anonymity. When taking a questionnaire, a survey, evaluation, the one thing that students I know, if their teacher can recognize their handwriting, they might not be as honest in their answers. However, here, you can have them, they get their own response cards, they can even maybe switch with somebody else just so they don't, they're not being tracked. They can be honest in their answers. So you're trying to get the most accurate responses and results as possible, and anonymity is gigantic in that. Coming from a student perspective, we give faculty evaluations end of every semester for every class. Now, for me, we have chances to comment and things like that, but you run the risk of, well, what if that instructor finds out that was from me? Here you're getting rid of that. So we want to keep that safety feature in mind.
So what we're talking about here is configuring results in a short time period. Because of the fact that we're using TurningPoint, it's going to print out reports for us to help us bypass all the actual having to enter in the figures ourselves. TurningPoint will do it for you. So as we hand out the clickers, as we did earlier, we're going to go through and show you exactly how we walk this step out and how we generate these reports so we can configure the results using the information that we went through in the beginning of this session. So Gina's going to go ahead and close this down, and she's going to walk us through it. Yep. So she's going to bring it over here on the second monitor so we all can see it, and going to take us through.
I'm not getting it over here.
Give me a second, please. Oh, my bad.
How many of you guys are familiar with the generating reports feature on TurningPoint? Have used it before? Okay. So this shouldn't be anything difficult. However, if you look in your folders, what we've done for you is we've created a short tutorial that, in case you don't know or you've forgotten how, you can easily go step by step through this. Now we're already up there. Okay. In step 1, I'm going to kind of maximize this so you guys can see. We're going to go ahead to Tools, and you're going to go to Turning Reports. Okay, and it asks you what you'd like to do. Obviously, we're going to generate reports. And now on the second page, it asks us, which session. We're going to stick with the one that we're currently in. And for this session, we're going to generate 2 reports. Turning results by question, which is the first one, and then down we're going to do participant results. So we'll go ahead and do this one. Okay. And then the participant results. And I will go ahead and drag both of those over for a second. Antoine, is there a reason it's not working on I'm not able to transfer from laptop to this to there? It's not letting me drag it.
Oh, the screen's off. That's fine. Now you can move it over if you need to.
Okay. So here is our 2 results. I'll show it over here. I'll drag it on over.
Okay. So she pulled out both those reports so we can look at them just to see some of what we gathered earlier. So this one here is turning results by question. I print this one out just so that I can see percentages, and that it gives me, that way I'll know sorry. Okay, that one's wrong. Okay, but this way I'll know exactly what my questions were that I asked. So this is why I print this out, so I have this little record for myself. She's going to go ahead and save that one to the desktop for us. Okay, and the second one I printed out is actually the data, turning point by results. It lets me know each question and who answered what in each column. Okay, and she's going to save that one to the desktop too. So that's the turning point feature that allows you to be able to put your questions in, go through where people can answer questions right away, and then save them to your desktop with export, the export feature. The next thing we're going to talk about briefly, we're not going to go in depth, is just SPSS, which will allow you to configure those results and turn them out right then so you can get central tendencies, such as the mean, median, and mode for your research. So she opened up SPSS. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to File and Open and go to Data. Now she's going to go navigate to the desktop because that's where we stored our file. And on the desktop, she's going to go to Excel because our files are Excel files. And she's going to go to Participant List. Hit Cancel. Minimize this and see if it's open in the background, would you? Generate the other report again and save it again if you wouldn't mind. Okay. Mm-hmm.
So I'm not transferring the laptop.
Give us a second, please. Oh, it's in my documents.
So desktop.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to open this up and go and navigate to my documents. It's in my documents. All right. Let me try it real quick. Okay. Okay, the object here is to go to Open File. We're going to search for our file that we're looking for. And remember, we're looking for an Excel file. We're looking for the participant results list. If you remember the one by question that had the percentages, I just did so that I knew what my percentages were, and so I remember what my questions were. But this is the raw data that I'm going to input the second file, which is export by participant. So I'm going to select it and hit OK to open it. And when I open it, the first thing they ask me is what's my range. Now my range on the Excel file will be, and let me show you what that is here. When we generated the report, my results, the results we're talking about here is the results that matter to me. And that's on the Excel document, where does the important information begin? And the important information begins here on the device, because I need to know what device everyone had. So that's A6, starting right there. The results end, if we go on over, the results will end right here on G. That's the last point that we care about. So we have G. After that, there's no more information down here. There's no more numbers. And over here, there's no more questions. So the range is A6 to G17. So if I go back over here, I'll just put in my range, which is A6 to G17.